Last season's Premier League runners-up meet the side that finished third on Sunday, but the pressure is already on both teams as Arsenal host Manchester United. The season had started relatively well for Arsenal. Results were not wholly convincing. A 2-1 win against Nottingham Forest was followed by a dogged 1-0 win at Crystal Palace in which Takahiro Tomiyasu was sent off, but the performances were dominant for the most part. So far in 2023-24, Arsenal have had much more possession in games. After falling short in last season's title race, it is clear Mikel Arteta is eager to turn the dial when it comes to controlling games. Matches are happening with more of Arsenal on the ball and more of the ball in the final third. The late wobble against Forest came, well, late and out of nowhere, with the visitors scoring on the break from an Arsenal corner. The visit to Selhurst Park was largely one-way traffic until the Gunners went down to 10 men. And 88 of the 90 regular minutes against Fulham last weekend were also a story of domination. Unfortunately for Arteta, the other minutes of that one, the first and the 87th, have piled on the pressure. Arsenal gifted Fulham a goal in the opening minute of that game, then wrestled their way back into the lead before conceding an equalizer to 10 men. 7 points from the first 9 available is far from disastrous, but there is an uneasy feeling around Arsenal at this early stage of the season. Some bumps maybe could or should have been anticipated as the team evolves, moving on from Granit Xhaka and forced to play without Alexander Zinchenko in the opening weeks, but this club and its fans now know what it takes to keep up with Manchester City, and that even just one draw can be fatal in a title race with the champions. Last season's title challenge was inspired by the Gunners' flying start to the season. They won each of their first 5 games and 9 of the first 10, and something similar will likely be required if they want. Sunday's opponents, Manchester United, were the only blemish on the Arsenal record in that opening 10 games of last season and another early blip, with games against Tottenham, Manchester City, Chelsea and Newcastle all coming in the Gunners' next 7 Premier League outings after this one, would be a huge concern. United went ahead at the Emirates Stadium last season too, though not in the first minute as Fulham did a week ago, and Bournemouth and Southampton both managed towards the end of last season, but they did not come away from the game with anything, with Arteta's side delivering one of the most impressive performances of the campaign to seal a 3-2 win with a stoppage-time goal from Eddie Nketiah. And so this weekend also provides United and Erik ten Hag another chance to show they can, or at least they are ready to, kick on from last season. Their record in big away games last season was a huge disappointment as they lost 7-0 at Liverpool, 6-3 at Manchester City, 3-2 at Arsenal and drew 2-2 at Tottenham. Across the campaign they won as many Premier League away games as they lost, 8, and conceded 33 on the road, more than double Manchester City's tally. The early signs do not suggest improvement this time around. There have been struggles at home, conceding 23 shots in the 1-0 win over Wolves and going 2-0 down to Nottingham Forest before completing a turnaround against 10 men, and a defeat on their travels, coincidentally also in North London as Tottenham ran out 2-0 winners a fortnight ago. 2 standout performers from last season are struggling to have the same impact again so far this campaign, with Casemiro tasked with a lot of work in midfield behind Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount, while Marcus Rashford is looking for top form. Luke Shaw and Raphael Varane are injured at the back, while Anthony Martial has played just 65 minutes across the first 3 Premier League games, and summer signing Rasmus Højlund is yet to make his debut and will face huge pressure to deliver when he is available. But United have to be better equipped to handle injuries if they want to close the gap to the top and if they want to pick up better results on the road. And they won't manage the former without the latter. We may just be 4 games into the new season, but Arsenal and Manchester United will both have their ambitions seriously under threat with a bad result on Sunday. Arsenal will likely be 4 points adrift of Manchester City if they lose. United's own aims of closing the gap to the Gunners as well as their local rivals would be massively dented by a second away defeat in a row against sides that could be considered direct rivals. With the transfer window now closed, nobody wants to enter the season's first international break wondering if their campaign is already tumbling towards disappointment.